So, welcome back to the first ever Hot Apps. This is probably a really bad idea, but we want to go live on LinkedIn and show people Accruer. I'm Tom. I do all of the marketing, product, and sales stuff here, and I come up with dumb ideas like this. We've got Jesse, who's our CEO. He's on the call really for moral support, I think, and he loves the spotlight just as much as I do. Michaela, who is working the chat, is all things account management, keeping people happy. And then we've got Tyler, who doesn't work for FinOptimal. So Tyler, why don't you give a little context on who you are?
Yeah, no, I would like to say I was just your first fan, saw Jesse wearing the For the Period shirt at QuickBooks Connect, got talking about Accruer and FinOptimal, made besties. Now I use it in my firm and I run a half-assed accounting podcast. So let's go.
There we go. So Tyler does not work for FinOptimal. So everything that he's saying that's nice is genuine, okay? He's not here to be a shill. So Accruer does prepaid expenses, deferred revenue, fixed assets directly in QuickBooks. No spreadsheet, okay? You do not need outside spreadsheets to use Accruer. So we're gonna go through a classic Accruer demo today, but with a twist, where we're gonna be eating hot ones. I think, Tyler, should we just start with the first one now?
Yes.
The basic one?
Dare we say, everyone,
so we're gonna go with, yeah.
Only 1,800 Scoville, nice and tasty.
What are you working with, ribs?
Yeah. Dude, you said it was like afternoon lunch. I'm in. Not even a challenge.
Chewing in this. All right. Let's start this. I'm going to share my screen and get into it. All right. Entire window.
It'd be a great bait and switch.
All right, we're rolling
right now.
All right. Can you guys see this? How's it look, Mick? If anyone has any feedback, meaning like this looks like crap, just slack it in the chat, and Mick will figure it out. But we're going to start with the prepaid expense example. So, Tyler, why don't you tell them a little bit about how you used to do prepaids before you used the Accruer as I tee this up here?
Yeah, so the issue for us is you always get on the month-end review with a client. You're going through and reviewing the financials. And all of a sudden it's like, what's this $20K expense that came in? You're asking them about it. And of course, it's always at the 11th hour. They want to get financials out to their investors, their lenders, their stakeholders, their partners, whatever. And it turns out that that's a insurance expense, and it's not even for this month. It's for the last 10 months of the insurance period. And so now I've got to go in and make an entry to post it starting in December, and then 1/10 of it every month until next September. And that's going to take me time. Versus now with Accruer, I can do it live on the call.
So all you have to do is write for the period.
Yep.
Okay. That is the magic phrase. So think about what you're doing in the spreadsheets today. It's gone. You literally just write for the period in the description. You click save, and in a matter of seconds, it calculates and books every entry, and it creates the schedule. Yes, we were going to show you the schedule, but it does the entire thing based off of the description, okay? So for the period, magic phrase, remember it. That is the first thing that you must do. The second is we are booking this directly to an expense account, okay? Accruer uses the reversal method, which means you post it to the P&L, Accruer moves it to the balance sheet for you, and then does everything from there, okay? Doesn't matter that it's an expense. It could be a bill, it could be a check. You could be using Bill.com, Ramp, Expensify, Divvy, whatever you're used to using. You just got to book it to the P&L. Tyler, do you write your dates like this, or how do you typically write your dates?
Well, it depends what personality of me is taking over that day, right? Sometimes I write them as a single character month, double digit day, and 4 character year. Sometimes I'm lazy and just say December of 24 or 2024. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit all over the place, Jekyll and Hyde.
Cool. Well, because we wrote it with this 9/25 to 12/24, it's going to prorate the first and last month. So if you're prorating stuff, you write it like this. If you're not, we'll show you how to do it on the flip side, but let's show you the automated entries. So we've got our P&L here. I'm going to zoom back out, trying to make this look good for everybody. Nothing on it, nothing staged. We run this report, boom, it's done. Every entry posted in a matter of seconds to spread that out for you automatically, just based on writing for the period, not doing anything else besides drinking Miller High Life over here. Okay, that's it. You're right for the period. Here are the automated entries. I guess before, Tyler, we get into this, that was like not spicy at all, and I kind of feel like a baby, so I think I should go to the next one. I would just jump a whole tier, but I feel like you guys told me not to do that, so I'm just going to go one up.
3,600 Scoville, Los Calientes. Tom, what do you think?
I think I just need to go for the bomb. This is like not bad at all.
No, it's quite tasty. It's wonderful. We actually just invited people to watch us have a nice little lunch snack.
There's not nearly enough stuff. This is boring. So, all right. I'm going to do the spicy one next. Here are Accruer's entries, okay? Posted to the balance sheet, $12,000, immediately reversed to the balance sheet. Sorry, posted to the P&L, reversed to the balance sheet. Same exact day. Accruer is going to tell you that is a reversal entry. One journal entry dated for the last day of the month every month. We zoom all the way out. If I can type. See the entire thing booked out immediately. You can control that if for any reason you don't want to book every entry. I don't know why you would do that, but you can have it only post month by month if you'd like that. I like to post everything at once, give your clients, give your stakeholders pro forma P&L just by writing for the period. So let's look at an automated entry before we get into, okay, what if I didn't get it right the first time? This is what an entry looks like, okay? I'm going to show you in a second how to customize the description. What matters here is that name, location, class, project, customer, whatever you're putting on that parent entry, that first line is going to show up here, okay? Super easy to track and split things. Literally just right for the period. Tag it how you want it to show up in the P&L later on. You're good to go. The highlight in my mind is this memo field, okay? There is a link right here. This will tie you back to the expense or the bill or wherever you wrote for the period. So if you're reviewing entries and you're like, why are people posting these entries? What do they look like? That's also over. You can clearly tell why these things are here and where they came from, all right? That is how Accruer works day in and day out. You literally just write for the period and you're good to go.
Tom, can I ask a question, though? Here.
Please. Yeah, go ahead.
What if I screwed up on the original entry or one of my staff members did? I don't want to go back and fix the 9 entries that Accruer just made for me.
You're such a showman. I love it. I can't wait.
I'm here for you, man.
You're a professional podcaster.
I want to earn that beer you promised me.
Let's talk about adjustments, but Tyler, I'm gonna go for the bomb. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna jump.
10 minutes in, he's going for it.
Jesse, be ready to take over for him.
The point of this, wow, this is disgusting. Holy.
You got ambitious, folks.
How many units? Did you already flash how many units?
135,000. We went from 1 point. Yeah, 1.5. Never mind.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that escalated quickly in the words of Ron Burgundy.
That escalated.
All right, now we're talking. That is disgusting. My mouth is absolutely on fire. That is really, really bad. All right, so these books are completely unlocked. So we're going to talk about what Accruer does if you make adjustments. We'll also explain what would happen if I said I'm not going to curse. I might curse.
You need some bread, man.
That's horrible, dude. I'm going to try to rough it. All right, so if the books were locked, Accruer wouldn't restate a locked period, but let's talk about if the books are open. Wow, this is brutal. Okay, so I'm going to change this entirely. I regret this. And Jesse said if I didn't do this, he was going to fire me. We don't have an HR department, so everyone who's watching, you guys are
you don't get a day off tomorrow for this either, Tom.
If I go to the hospital, it's on Jesse.
Whew.
Oh my God, dude, that is terrible.
You asked
should
for
I go
this.
for the milk or should I rough it? Oh.
We told you to wait until later.
Milk.
We told you to wait.
The beer? All right.
Actually, it's just a trap. The beer makes it worse.
Yeah, you're never drink after spicy food. You eat bread.
Yeah, this is horrible. All right. So the first line I just wrote for the period September 2024 to December 2024. Because I just changed the way that I wrote it, Accruer is now going to do September 1st to December 31st. I'm literally crying. It's going to update all of the existing journal entries, okay? It is smart enough. Who did? I can't even like hear right now. I'm just talking. I feel like I do this in my sleep.
We all want to remember this.
So it's going to update the existing journal entries. Now, what if the books were locked? It wouldn't restate a locked period. Tyler, what would it do instead? Bail me out while I take a sip.
Yeah, because Tom's suffering and can't talk about his own software. If I were doing this and I couldn't mess with a closed period that a client had already reported on, I'm going to pray to God that I can post it in the most recent open period. So I don't want to affect 2023. I'm going to post all the changes in 2024. Back to you in the studio.
I'm like sweating and my heart's racing. All right. The second one, second line, I put text before for the period. Hotels for the conference, all right? Hotels for the conference is now going to show up on all of the automated entries downstream. Okay, so you write for the period. After it, that text is going to show up on the automated entries. If you put text after for the period, it's going to stay right here. So you can customize the description based on where you write for the period. Also, one date for the period November 2024. Let's say you're going to a conference. This will be a prepaid expense today, fully recognized in November. One date is going to shift it, and 2 dates is going to spread it. I don't even remember if I clicked save. I hope I did. Otherwise, I'm like an idiot when I show these updated entries, but let's do it. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you were a little eager when we got into this.
Well, the point of this is Accruer is so easy to use. You can use it when you're suffering. I think now I'm getting to the point. All right, so now we've got these updated entries. Great. 4 equal periods, 1 push out to 1,500. Holy God. For anyone who knows me, you know how hard it is for me to not be cursing right now. So Pat points to me again for not cursing. Now, Tyler, it doesn't just post the entries; it also creates a schedule, right? What do you guys use to reconcile the month at your month end? Holy fuck!
Well, it depends what types of accounts, but we use Keeper as our system, and we want to be able to post backup as to what's sitting in every single balance sheet account, so we know what's out there. Because the balance sheet is where things go to die and come back to haunt you later. So let's make sure we know what's there.
All right. So we're going to tie out prepaid expenses, and I think I skipped this in my moment of delusion, but this also works the exact same way for deferred revenue. We'll cover fixed assets after, but if you have an imagination, you can expect how it's going to work for deferred revenue, and if you don't, please just have me show you at another time when I can feel my face. So we're not going to do the whole deferred revenue dance today. All right, so now let's jump into FinOptimal. I don't know if this is just terrible TV and just for no reason, but this is horrible. All right. Here is FinOptimal. So this is our app. This is where you would log in to control your settings and review your schedule. All right. One login for a firm if you're a firm. Toggle between all your clients in one place. I'm going to jump to reporting though, because honestly, once you set up Accruer, you're really just in here for reporting at the end of the month. All right. So we'll start with our roll forward schedule because this is everybody's favorite new thing. Tyler, have you used this yet?
I actually have not. I'm here to learn now at this moment and eat.
All right. So people were asking us, they wanted a traditional roll forward schedule, but we shrink the months a little bit and zoom in so people can say, holy, this is, I have to do the one after this is going to be worse.
We got 2 minutes, so better hurry.
Everyone wanted a traditional roll forward schedule. So this is what we built. You can see the beginning balance, any additions throughout the month, what's been recognized, and your ending balance, all in one nice and easy report. This updates for you automatically, okay? So you can filter this, you can add information, but this is going to replace your schedule. I really underestimated this. All right. I also like to use our schedule view. So this is the traditional method. I'm assuming, Tyler, this is what you're using today as part of this, right?
Yep. Log in, see my balance by month, by entry, or whatever is making up that balance.
Right. Okay. So we can, and Mick, I'm assuming we don't have any questions, but if we do, shout them out.
Do you see the question on the screen?
I hate you so much, Patrick. I swear to God. That's a good one.
Great question, Patrick. Thank you so much.
So you can add additional. Yeah, this is great. You can add additional information, description, start date, end date, P&L account. These are some things that I might want to add in. The reason I'm showing this is I actually like to use this as part of my balance sheet rec instead of the roll forward. This is what we're used to here at FinOptimal. You also want to filter. Skip that step because I can't remember anything. So you filter. Great. Here's our prepaid expense balance. And let's zoom this out a little bit.
You're out of milk before the last one, man. That's a bad move.
I have a whole gallon. All right. You can save views, okay? So you can create unique views for all of your stuff. So every time you log in, this is going to be pre-filtered on prepaid expenses. It's the most milk I've drank in probably 100 years. Best practice would be 1 per balance sheet. Any questions? Tyler, how'd I do?
I think you covered it. I mean, the beauty I would hit home here is that Tom is not in his normal state of mind. The reconciliation is easier than it appears. But Tom, it's time for the last one, dude.
Can I just take like a 1-minute break or something?
Yeah.
No, man. You signed up for this.
I actually feel like I have like a moment of relief right now. Oh my God.
I
That
feel
was
like
the only question we had on that entire demo was just
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Must be doing such a good job, or the entire audience left because this is the worst idea I ever had. All right. We're going to do fixed assets. What did you say, Mick?
I said this is the fastest demo I've ever seen you do. Like, I've never seen you explain.
What did I miss? Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think you missed anything. I would love if anyone has any questions. On how reporting works, please throw questions in the chat. We'd be happy to.
Let's assume people join late. I will show deferred revenue. I'll have a very brief moment of I can talk. All right. So that was showing. Jinx myself. The beer didn't help. That was showing prepaid expenses. Actually, I'm not going to show this anymore. My friend doesn't work there anymore. My friends work here. This is what I'm going to do. All right. So it works the exact same way for deferred revenue. Again, for those who are joining later or weren't paying attention, Accruer uses a reversal method. So for expenses, you book it to the expense account. Why is it doing this? And for revenue, you book it to the income account. Same concept, though. For the period of October 2024 to December 2024, click Save, and that's it. Accruer is going to move this $15K from the P&L to the balance sheet and do all of your revenue recognition from there. So it's not just a prepaid expenses tool. It is also a deferred revenue tool. You can see this might be small. Let's zoom in. At the end of the day, it's going to boil down to this magic phrase, for the period. Okay, that is what matters. Tyler, what are you using it for? More prepaids or more deferred or more fixed assets?
So I think the two magical uses I absolutely love is if I have a client that has, an invoice they sent out for a wedding event or something. They're sending out the money, the invoice today. They want the client to pay it in the next 30 days for a wedding next July. Well, let's write for the period in there. It's going to post next July, but we're going to still have the invoice dated today, and the client doesn't think they have till July to pay it. I love it like that on the revenue side. I friggin' love it when I do my allocations on my P&L for my own company by client, because when I'm trying to do profitability, I also want to post that it's for this, the payroll period was for this 14-day window that spans both months. Accruer does the work for me and just automatically does my payroll allocations.
That's true. It also does payroll expenses, and I'm definitely not doing that today because I can't do this. All right, let's show revenue.
I'm going to interrupt.
Go ahead, please.
We have a question. Weston, thank you so much for chatting in. When backdating, will it run through prepaids and allow the prepaid expense? Will it run through prepaid and allow the prepaid expense balance to be negative from earlier months? Or will it use accrued expenses and switch to prepaid after the date of the expense?
I like Weston. Weston, that's a sharp question. So your setup is you're basically going to pick what your asset and liability accounts are. Our recommendation would be to have your asset account be prepaid, your liability account be accrued. And if you do that, it will flip it between accrued and prepaid. Okay. So what Accruer is doing to make that determination on either side is it's looking at what we call the service period. So these dates and it's comparing it to this date. And based on that relationship, it's determining what entries belong on which side of the balance sheet. Wow, there are a handful of users who don't like to do that, and they actually want to use one account for both asset and liability. Basically, I want prepaids to be negative instead of using an accrued expenses account. So you can have it do that if you'd like, but recommendation is to use prepaids and accrued or unbilled and deferred, and it'll flip automatically. See, Patrick, that's how you ask a question. All right?
Awesome.
No more funny business.
Tom, you only got 8 minutes left.
All right. I'm going to do it.
Last one coming up on the screen, folks. 2 million.
I'm being
what are we at? 2.6 million Scoville. See you on the other side.
I feel like I might actually throw up, to be honest, but
We wasted no time.
Oh, Jesse, you're getting ready? Jump in. Weston, if you needed any more clarification, please don't hesitate. Happy to provide more.
my mouth is so dry from the milk that I can't even like chew it.
So dare I say, one of the beauties
Maybe
here.
it's not as bad. Famous
What was
last
that?
words? Is it not as bad?
I told you, the bomb's the worst, man.
Wow. Well, hold
Yeah.
on before I speak too soon, but wow. The bomb was horrible.
Mm-hmm. There you go. If you ever want to
All right.
torture your friends, everyone.
Okay, fixed assets. Wow, God, that's so great. I mean, it's still horrible, but it's not as bad as the last one. All right, so fixed assets. The way that we do fixed assets, what you were seeing us do is work with our different workflows, okay? So now we're in FinOptimal. Yeah, this is still not good either, though. Jesus.
It's a slow burn.
All right, so we got expenses and we got revenue, but we got 2 fixed asset workflows. Tyler, why do we have multiple fixed asset workflows?
Because you need to close your fixed assets over different periods. You know, computers over, 3 years? I can't remember dates. FF&E over 15 or 7. I don't know numbers anymore.
Yeah, I'm just asking you questions because I'm just trying to get more milk. All right, so the reason we do it this way is for each fixed asset workflow, you set one fixed asset account, and then you pick the useful life for that. Did we lose Tyler? Did he just fall backstage? We lost Tyler. That's it.
Oh,
No,
he's back. Hold on.
Hit a button.
All right,
What's
say
that?
that. Run that back. Say that again.
Hit a button. Go on.
All right. So for each fixed asset account, you have one fixed asset workflow. Computers and tablets, in this case, I've set it to 36 months. You can set it to whatever you'd like it to be. Okay? Pick a number, any number. Fixed end date, fixed start date, leasehold improvement, cab software. We thought of all of it. There's also a disposal module, but let's talk about how easy it is to do fixed assets. You book it to this account in QBO. It's going to depreciate it over that period of time. Again, bank feed, bill, check. We don't care. Yeah, that one's that's a sneaky one, Tyler. Like, it wasn't bad at first, but now it is really creeping up big time.
It's okay, power through. You got this, homie.
Timed release.
Pause. I literally just book something to this account. I don't write anything in the description. $26,000 over 36 months. You're done. That's it. You do not need to write for the period. But Tyler, why would you write for the period?
I was just going to ask a plant question. What if I have a client who is putting this as a leasehold improvement at a certain property and they only got 4 years left on the lease?
Well,
and I want
that
to
would be a different. That's a different answer, actually. So if it is that, what I would do is I would actually come in here and I create a new workflow.
That's a fair point.
And I would set a fixed end date and I would pick the lease end date. Look at that. You set me up without even realizing it.
That's what I'm here for, man.
Here's a different question. Like, let's say I spilled milk all over my laptop and then Jesse fired me. And then he sold this laptop to somebody else. And they wanted to depreciate it, but it's not worth 3 years anymore. It's worth 2 years because someone who got fired spilled milk on it. Okay, so then you're going to write for the period October 2024 to September 2026, and it'll now do 2 years starting in October over that period of time rather than a default 36 months.
But it will still
Jesse,
do
if
it
you
to the
fire
right
me after
asset
this,
account,
everyone
right?
is. Yes, still do it to the same account. You don't need unique fixed asset accounts for each individual asset. You can deviate on the asset by asset basis. All right. Anything else? Jesse, how do we do?
You still got to make it through the last minute and a half, though.
Tom, I feel like you got to polish it off with one more to bomb.
No shot, dude. literally no shot.
I feel like Tyler
no
has
shot.
a lot more bottles back there.
I do.
Maybe when we eventually do one of these for Booker, depending on how well this actually lands, I'll do more to bomb or something else. All right. Do we have any banners of like where to find us and stuff like that, or do we not think that far ahead? All right. Yeah, we do. So if anybody who's not using this right now and wants to, you can use that code HOTAPPS and you'll get 50% off for the first 3 months. Just go to FinOptimal.app. It's linked above, or it's attached to any of one of our LinkedIn pages. If you can't find it, I don't think you'll actually be able to set up Accruer, so just go figure it out. Tyler, where can they find UnAccountable?
Oh, yeah. Go to unaccountable.co. Search us in any of your favorite podcast apps. We probably have some of the worst 5-star reviews out there. It's great. Feel free to add to them. Yeah.
Nice. If anyone needs any help.
I feel so sick. Like my stomach feels horrible right now. I just drank like a half a gallon of milk.
That's probably.
Sorry,
You
Mick,
should
go ahead.
definitely call an ambulance and have them drive you straight to you asked for it.
What they don't tell you is that the worst part of this for your body is probably all the milk. Is that your force? It's a secret. But if anybody wants any additional help or support getting started, you know where to find us. You can DM us on LinkedIn, and we'll be there to help you out. Right?
Okay. Can we stop now?
Yeah, we can stop.
All right,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Work.
Yeah, get back to work.